Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Bobadilla. I'm a senior here at Tarleton State University and I'm studying animal science. Today I'm here to talk to you about a topic that goes by a couple different names. Some might call it branding season, some might call it dragging, but all in all we're going to be talking about working calves. So first off, why do we work calves? While a good rancher is going through his herds with expecting mothers, he'll have a general idea of how many calves have hit the ground. But working calves is when you really get your official count of how many you have on the ground. Another reason, of course, as one name infers, branding. You get to put your insignia, your brand, claiming that animal as your own. And then there's also your first round of vaccinations, and that's just always good to get started and have a set vaccination plan. And all those factors will vary from ranch to ranch. There have been a lot of great innovations in agriculture. One thing included are calf tables, which make working calves a little easier, but that's not what I'm here to talk to you today about. Today I'm going to talk to you about the traditional cowboy way of dragging calves, and that involves good old cowboys, horses, and even cow dogs from time to time. I'm going to share with you some of my experiences and skills that I've learned from this past branding season. First and foremost, after separating the calves from the cows, after you've pulled everything in from the pastures, you want to set up a working pen in an hourglass formation. The idea is one side you could consider the top and the other side you can consider the bottom. Which side you start in doesn't exactly matter. The idea is you keep your calves in one side and that hourglass kind of acts as your gateway. A person horseback will ride in and by the back feet rope a calf and drag it to the skinny part of the hourglass, at which point it'll be met by your ground crew. Both horseback and ground crew require a good handful of people just to keep everything running smoothly. As one calf is done, another set of each could be ready to go to handle the next one that's about to come through. And as a calf is processed, you can simply release it and let it run down to the opposite end of where the rest of the calves that have yet to be touched are sitting. So diving on into details, horseback, you always want to keep a good couple people in there, like I said, to keep things moving smoothly. One person goes in, ropes. If they miss, they simply get out of the way and that next horseman is ready with his rope to give his shot. So here we are, a cowboy is successfully roped 2 heels of a calf, and he's working on pulling it out of the bunch. He's coming down to the skinny part, and this rope's going to signify the tight rope and what would be a horse pulling him. So from here, at the skinny part of the hourglass, as he's coming, before he fully gets through it, one person on the right in relation to the calf, as well as one person on the left in relation to the calf, are going to meet that calf at the end of the cowboy's rope prior to getting fully through the skinny portion of the hourglass. At that point, it is the job of the man on the right to actually get his hands on the tail and back end of the calf. At the same time, the man on the right is going to yank said tail straight down towards his knee. Man on the left, when he comes up to greet the calf, he's going to get a hold of the rope. One portion wrapped around the legs, another portion wrapped around the dally of the saddle horn. That man's job is to come up and get a hold of the rope. And at the same time, the man on the right, a hold of the tail, and the man on the left holding the rope. The man holding the rope is going to do a sweeping motion, a down, and a J almost, to take the legs out from underneath the calf, while simultaneously the man on the right will be yanking square down. And ideally, what you'll end with is a calf on its side. Now this is where it's going to vary ranch to ranch. The ranch that I work for, our brand, goes on the left hip. So that being said, we want the right side down. And that will change depending on who you're working for and where their registered brand goes. So at this point, the man holding the rope still always keeps it tight until the horse gets flipped around and keeps his tension. The man that had a hold of the tail does not let go of said tail until he is in position of the front leg. So from yanking square down to initiate the rotation and the flip to the side, he keeps one hand on the tail until he has control, at which point he will move to the front of the calf and he's reaching for the front leg. At that point, he will fold the front leg the way it naturally folds and keep it low and tight. And he'll kind of be standing partially on its neck with one knee and on its side with the other. And the whole idea is to keep the correct leverage. You want to be in the right position. If you're holding the right position, any size man could hold just about any size calf. And that is crucial, especially when you have a wide weight of calves compared to a calf that was born early in the season to one that might have been born a week or two prior to working them. So at this point, one person on the ground crew has a hold of the front leg and they're keeping it down, as well as his back feet are tied up with a rope that is going to stay connected to the horse. While the front man is in control of that leg, the animal will then receive a branding, a vaccination usually in that armpit, as well as a tag. Most oftentimes it is the ranch boss that'll do this, as the rest of the workers or day help would often be doing most of the physical labor. An experienced crew could probably process about one calf every 30 seconds. And it's always a good goal to do it as fast and efficiently as you can without sacrificing quality work. You always want to get that calf back up and running on its feet as quick as you can to reduce stress. Moving efficiently also makes for shorter days, especially that can make a difference when you're processing or working anywhere from 100 to 200 calves depending on the size ranch. While details vary from ranch to ranch, this is the basic idea of the traditional way of dragging calves.